Okay, I'm making a video to answer questions on homework 1-5, day 1. So here are the questions that I had asked of me. And then 22 we changed so that the answer key said it was negative infinity. So let's just start out with number 2. Okay, and so this is on the test, so make sure you understand this. When you take the square root, and you're trying to figure out the horizontal asymptotes. When you do this, you take the limit as x goes to infinity, and you're thinking of this as x over the absolute value of x. This is really, it goes like this, 2x over, and you can pull the square root of 4 out, and then the square root of x squared. And so you still get 2x on the top, sorry. And then you have 2, and then this is the absolute value of x, because the square root of x squared is the absolute value of x. So you're really taking the limit as x goes to infinity of this, okay, as you're looking at it. And so the 2's go away. And so and that's why I said think of it as that. So if you take a negative infinity or positive infinity, and you just put a big number in, and the absolute value of a positive number is going to be positive, and so you're just going to have x over x, and it's going to be 1. So you have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 1. If you put in a negative number into x, so you would end up having the limit, and then you have negative x over the absolute value of negative x. This becomes positive, right? Because it's absolute value, and this stays negative, so you end up with positive x over negative x, and so that would be negative 1. So you have another horizontal asymptote at y equals negative 1. So you have 2 of them. So, and that idea is definitely on the test. I've gone over it before a couple of times, so make sure you understand it. Number 15. Let's see what's going on with that one. 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Okay. This is definitely dominance, and I think maybe that was day 2, but so you know now that e to the x gets bigger a lot faster than sine x, so it's definitely going to be 0. But I wanted you on that day to think that sine x can only be between negative 1 and 1. And so e to the x can also be a heck of a lot bigger than 1. So it's going to be getting bigger. Even if it's negative bigger or positive bigger, doesn't even matter. But if it's positive infinity, it's going to be getting bigger a lot faster. Okay? Number 16. Let's see what's going on here. So we have the limit from the right of this ln. And so this is one of those testers, I guess. ln of 1 is 0. So if x is less than 1, okay, so like, you got to think of this graph. This is the graph of ln of x. And so this is 1 right here. So anytime your ln, your x, is less than 1, ln is negative. Okay? Okay. So your answer, ln, is negative, not the ln of x. So if x is less than 1, I should say, and 0, greater than 0. If it's between there and there, then ln is negative. But then at 1, it's 0, and then it gets bigger. So if you put in 3.1, you get, 6.1, and then times 0.01, and then you get ln of 0.61. So x is less than 1. So that's why it's negative infinity. Okay, so you're looking at, a half. So you're looking at here, and your answer is going to be a negative number. So as it goes that way, it's going to be negative infinity. You can just tell by the shape of the graph. Okay? Hope that one helped. What's the other one we had? Going back up here, sorry. It was 28. 28, 28, 28. 26, 27, 28. Oh. I said, not a good question. Should be the limit from the right. Asymptote at x equals 3, so will technically not exist. But we'll be closer to positive infinity. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm just going to look at it. The limit as x goes to 3 of 2 minus the limit as x goes to 3 over 5 over x minus 3 squared. So we're looking at closer and closer. So that would be 2 minus, and then if I'm putting in, so I'm squaring this. So even if it's negative, it's going to be positive, right? It's the second part. So if I put in 2.999 and minus 3, it'd be negative, but then that gets sent to positive, right? And then if I go 3.111, that's still positive. So any way you take it, this is going to be positive. And so I said the limit will technically not exist. Let's see. Limit from the left, am I right, of f of negative 3 is going to be, should be x of 3 plus. Limit as goes to 3. They just want you to know whether it's positive or negative infinity. I think because it's 2, I think this is always going to be positive. And so if this is the whole thing, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's 2 minus 1,000, which is negative, 998. And then 2 minus 10,000, which is negative infinity. So I didn't really like that question, but, looking at it now, if you take it from either side because it's doubled, it makes sense that it's negative infinity. Okay. All right, so that was the questions from this homework.